You ever played golf with Kirby?
Mm-mm.
He's probably scared.
Yeah, probably.
What would you say what would you say your handicap is?
I don't know. What,
if you had to guess. 77 is.
And that was when I used to play all the time, man. Like,
okay.
If I went out and played right now, I'd probably shoot like low 80s.
Okay,
yeah.
It's still solid.
Terrible, but
no,
yeah.
That's not bad.
It's literally just my driver. Like, I'm so serious. Like, hit my irons pure, putting really good, chipping is average, but I cannot seem to hit a driver and play.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the DawgLeg Show. We have episode 5, and this one's a very good one today. Had the starting quarterback of the University of Georgia on today, Carson Beck.
Yep.
Very exciting episode. Talked to him about the mental side of football, managing expectations, pretty much asked him every dumb person question you can ask him. So if you guys are into that type of thing, tune into this episode. Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. We also answered questions on the episode, like what they sent to the Instagram and stuff. So keep those coming.
Keep the questions coming.
And then exciting news: the men's team won the first tournament of the year in Puerto Rico yesterday.
Yes, sir.
That's huge news. The boys brought the hardware home.
No, we didn't. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, explain on that.
Yeah. The bottom of the box of the little class trophy about that big was a little bit loose, and Cam had been holding it like with two hands the whole time, and then he passed it to Hacker, and Hacker didn't know that the bottom was loose, and it shattered in the Atlanta airport right on the ground as we were going onto the plane train. And Hacker goes, "I got 5 of these back at the Boyd Center. We don't need another one." That's
They're all in
said.
Sharpie.
Yeah.
And 2024.
So everyone was sad for about a minute, and then it was kind of like, whatever.
Just a trophy.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
We ride.
Yeah. But that's huge start to the season.
Yeah.
Huge start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
We were 42 under?
42 under.
42 under.
1 by 3.
Yep.
Yeah, and it didn't look like that way for a long time, I heard.
No, yeah. I mean, we might get Connor Creasy on next week.
Yeah.
He shot 30 on the back 9, which was huge. And obviously, Caleb made a lot of good pars, and same with Buck. Very solid golf on the back 9 and high pressure.
I woke up and looked at some point. Was that yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. And I looked, and y'all were like 5 shots back at Tennessee. They had gotten to a really hot start.
Yeah.
It's like, I think we had y'all in like 11 through 13. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shoot, like this is
Yeah, Hacker said we were down by 9 at a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then literally an hour later, we were just sitting on the chipping green. I think I was with John Old maybe, and New Carl, sorry. And JT was like, "Did you see Bob?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "He's gone like 6 under his last 8." And I'm like, "Holy crap!"
He birdied like 12, 13, 14, eagled 15.
Dude, I don't care what you say. Eagle on 15 out there is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I was shout out Hummer. But I was in the gym with Hummer, and that's when we checked the scores, and that was right when Bob went birdie eagle, and we're like, oh my god,
here we go.
I was like,
here we come.
It was fun.
It was electric.
Yeah, I kind of knew Beck was struggling a little bit, and I needed to, because my score was counting, so I as much as I wanted to just be mad at myself, seeing Bob make those birdies kind of picked us all up, and we were all kind of giving each other signals and steaking out there, and it was just a lot really cool, and we haven't had that feeling in a while.
That place can kind of beat you down a little bit too.
It can, yeah. If you
aren't hitting the ball very good with all that wind, it just gets annoying.
Yeah.
Greens are grainy.
Yeah,
There's
and slow.
Dogs trying to run out there and hump you.
I saw that video of that one dog just running around the course.
A wild dog.
Just stray dogs running around.
Just trying to come out and pick up your ball.
If you feed them, they'll follow you for a couple of hours.
Dude, I remember last year when I was out there was a pack of 8 or 10
Yeah, there was
dogs that were following my
5 left this year.
Yeah. I mean, like there was like a pack of 8 or 10 of them, like
survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was a good win, and I hope to have Bob on next week to talk about his back nine and his SEC golfer of the week, right?
SEC golfer of the week, yes.
He's a hard man to get.
Yeah, he's blowing up right now. We might not be able to get him.
We may be able to get Carson Beck.
Yeah, we got Carson Beck, but not Connor Creasy now.
Well, we asked him a couple weeks ago when JT was on. He's like, I have nothing to talk about. Like, what do you want? Me finishing tied 40th every week, and then there he goes.
Not so fast.
Tied 30,
not
14 under,
tied 3.
one shot off the lead, and so hopefully have him on. And
first thing I'm going to say, you kind of screwed yourself, didn't you? If you didn't play good last week, you wouldn't have to sit here and talk to him. Yeah. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
So first, happy Valentine's Day to you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
So this is a good little segue here. We have our questions that our loyal fans asked this last week. So for future reference, if you guys want them to answer any questions, next time we do one of these little ask things, jump in there so we can answer your questions. So first question, segue, who's the biggest ladies man on the team? Whoever wants to start.
I'll let you answer first. Caleb sneak really.
I think the ladies love Bob the most, Connor, but I think Benny.
Just one answer.
Yeah, okay, I'll leave it at Bob then.
I mean, ladies man could be different things.
Yeah, Benny
what's
definitely.
your own interpretation of ladies man? So.
Benny definitely is talking
Not
to the
afraid to
chicks
go up and
more.
talk.
Yeah, that's my answer. It's Ben for sure.
And then probably Bob if he's as far as like ladies like him.
Yeah.
JT's up there too.
Yeah.
As much
Got some handsome fellas.
As much as he doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the new nickname, New Carl.
New Carl. The ladies gotta love New Carl.
Yeah.
Got to.
That'll add it. Move it up a little bit.
Went from an 8 to a 8.3. With the New Carl nickname.
So next question we got. How old were each of you guys when you first broke par on 18 holes, and what was the course?
Just broke par?
Yeah.
Make
sure I read the question right.
I was 8 years old. It was at my home course.
No way.
Yeah, he used to be a prodigy. Look him up on YouTube.
I shot 71. I might have been 7. I don't remember. I was young though.
I still have not done it. No.
I don't think you're playing any D1 school.
I was playing with a yellow US Kids ball, and the thing went like a mile. Best golf ball.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if you're playing with tough equipment, that's even more impressive. If you're like using like a top flight or
it was a US Kids golf ball, and I swear this thing, like, it could be like super wet outside and it would find a way to roll like 50 yards, so it would go forever. But yeah.
I think it was like 8th grade. 8th grade is the first time. It was like my home course, Braylon. I think it was the first time I broke par.
8 years old, 8th grade.
Yeah.
18.
8th grade. That's like 13.
What is that?
14.
14?
Yeah, I was 13, I think, and it was after I played in the main junior, and I wanted to go play some more golf, so I went back to my home course, and I shot 69, but that's the first time I remember shooting the 60s, but I don't remember par. So 13.
Yeah, roughly. I was probably 14. Yeah.
Late bloomer.
Late bloomer. Still haven't bloomed.
We got 6 years on us.
This is just too funny of one to leave out here.
I don't know.
Did Caleb Manuel really play in the USA?
JT Herman.
Did you?
Yeah, no, I did, but
Which one?
Do you have picture proof?
yeah, everyone knows because
the follow-up question is, what was your best memory at the US? So we'll tie those two together. So.
All right, so everyone knows I did because of JT Herman. Like, we'll play through a group, or he'll go up to someone when we're out and be like, "Hey, did you know this guy played in the U.S. Open?" I'm like, "JT, like, leave it. I mean, this is 2 years ago. Leave it alone, JT."
The best is when people go, tennis?
Yeah. But yeah, he'll always bring that up. And then the favorite memory was
what was the year and which course was it?
2022 Brookline, Massachusetts.
That's
right.
Yeah. Very nice.
Experience-wise, like just having it be 2 hours from my house and having like a lot of family and friends come. And then, like George said in the podcast, like playing with Victor Hovland was pretty cool, and asking him a couple questions and advice.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty
He's chill.
Very approachable guy.
Yeah, just same with his caddy.
Being featured on Bob Does Sports.
Yeah, I was going to say he was famous from Bob Does Sports.
Specs get hot today.
Yeah, that was a big thing that summer.
That
was a good impression there.
Yeah. I watch a lot of Bob Does Sports.
He's pretty good. Shout out Robbie Berger. He's down in my old stomping grounds, Jupiter. He's living it up.
Yeah, we'll get him on someday.
That would be electric.
Him and Joey Coldcuts. My buddy texted me. He's like, "You'll never believe Joey Coldcuts sitting next to me at Lenore's," and I'm like, "That's pretty sick."
Their story is unbelievable too.
Have a day, Bob.
Have a day. Have a day. Sam and Pink could be the difference, Tony. Could be the difference.
He was given so much grief, and that's also a great segue. It's Genesis week, and that's where they kind of got their start.
Yeah,
heckling people at Genesis.
Well, and then that another one was it Genesis or Ridgeline where they did the Bo Hostler one?
Oh, that was the video I was in, yeah.
Bo Hostler.
Taking a mid-round doogie.
Hey, I'm taking mid-hole dookie and then just throwing a dart. How about it, big wife?
Yeah, that was
my gosh,
peak.
that video is so funny.
Yeah. All right, last question here that we have. It says, "Hey guys, I'm new to golf." I'm not sure how that pertains to this question, but shout out new to golf.
Try and
what do you look for in a cat? I don't know if this guy's looking to be your caddy. What do you look for in a caddy? And would love to see a day in the life of a Caleb video. None of that. There was like 3 things there. They're all very different. But I guess the only question really was, what do you look for in a caddy?
Yeah. Not talking too much.
Yeah, I was a really mellow guy. He's very
mellow and like doesn't try to get in the way too much.
Keep up, show up, and shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it depends on if you're like a caddy for a tournament or a caddy like at a nice course. If
those are two very different
things.
things.
If it's caddy at a nice course, it's kind of like, let me enjoy the day.
Yeah.
And if it's someone like you don't know, it's like, know your place, because we don't have like a chemistry type thing.
We're not there
like
yet.
You got someone, you're Keith or Chris Kirk out on tour, and you got Mickey on the bag. It's like, all right, this guy knows me, knows my game. So there's...
And you can kind of like be harsh to him, be like, all right, I don't need this right now and stuff like that. So definitely someone you want when you're in a tournament and stuff.
I don't personally want somebody to give me information unless I ask for it either.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys, like the big thing is like reading putts. Like,
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, and also like, there, like if you have an instance where like there's a, there could be a flag that looks like it's middle, but it's actually like, I don't know, like just if you're sitting in the fairway and like, you're going through your routine, you're used to a certain level of silence. Like this is big for me. Like just like getting into a familiar spot before hitting a shot each time, getting into the same mind, like, frame of mind. Like if there's a caddy talking to you when you're used to it being relatively quiet, that gets...
Yeah. Last thing you want is someone like essentially on your team.
Hey, you got 8 paces behind. It's like, okay, well,
I didn't need to know that.
Yeah, it's like I didn't ask, but okay, I appreciate that.
I mean, not that I'm nearly obviously at the caliber you guys are, but I'll never forget I played at Trump Jupiter. This was years ago, and was having a good back nine. I think I was like 1 under even, and I'm coming up 18, and I had to putt it birdie to win a match against my buddy. And it's like, I don't know, 10, 15 footer. And this thing is like this, where it's obviously going right to left. Like, there's no question. And like the sun's setting, it's going down. So like, your eyes are playing a little bit of tricks on you. But like, there's no question. And the caddy just comes in out of nowhere. He's like, it's about a ball out on the, I think it was like a ball out on the left is what he said. Like, he's got to go in the complete opposite way. I'm just like, wait, what? And I'm like, there's no chance that you're gonna make the right read. And I like look at it and I'm like, there's some shadows, but like maybe. Until like I second guess myself. I think I played it straight, and this thing just broke like a foot to the left. And I was like, dude, what the hell?
Just look at it,
I was so mad. And I'm like, oh.
What have you
then I had to tip him after that.
Like,
really, dude?
Like, what have you really been drinking out of that Yeti flask?
No kidding.
The caddy had a guest said, good thing you know how to read greens, and like he never like gave me advice like ever. Like I made a couple putts, he goes, nice buddy, and just walked to the next tee. Scuba, yeah.
Oh my gosh. You get, okay, I will say, you get some
creatures.
Yeah. Like if you just go to a golf, it could be anywhere you go and play golf. Some of these dudes that are like career caddies, I mean, there's some granola.
They live in the caddy shack.
Oh yeah.
Like I had a dude, I remember being at a tournament out in Washington, and there was a dude
out there, especially.
Yeah, like so Chambers. I was playing out at Chambers Bay, and there's a beach that runs up like next to like the 7th hole, and this dude that I was playing with had like a caddy. He was like, I was like, I was just talking to him. It was like a practice run. He was like, I was like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I just walked up off the beach this morning. I was like, dude, it's like right there. He's like, see, if you go down there and you like look around the corner of my tent and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what are you
Literally
talking
the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Rain last night, man. Are you okay? Oh my gosh. Funny. Yeah, but
Good stuff. Well, those are the questions that we had.
So we got a special guest today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Starting quarterback at the University of Georgia, Carson Beck. Welcome to the DawgLeg Show.
Yo.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you on.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just kind of start with some stuff about you. Tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got started. You know, maybe college recruitment, stuff like that.
I bet. So this is my 5th year now. I feel like I've been here forever.
It's good spot.
Obviously, I love this place. I wouldn't have, stayed this long if I didn't. But made my decision to come here my junior year of high school. I actually was going to play baseball in college, and then kind of made that decision my junior year of high school to play football, and then kind of just wrote it out with Georgia from there. And then, the story kind of unfolded. Sat for 3 years, didn't play much, a little scrap time, but just kept trying to get better. And then last year, finally got the opportunity and just, tried to make the most of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. What position did you play in baseball?
Really everything.
A little bit everything?
I probably would have pitched in college if I would have kept going.
Yeah. Okay. And you're from Florida, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What part?
Jacksonville.
Okay. Yeah. Solid. So just kind of getting into some football stuff, what would you say is the most difficult part about being an elite college quarterback? It could be anything from managing time, learning plays, school, reading defense. It could be anything. What do you think the most difficult part is?
Yeah, I feel like I get this question a lot, and I feel like I give different answers sometimes. But as the time goes on, we've all been playing football since 4 or 5 years old. Most guys that that play for Georgia or any quarterback anywhere. But I think the biggest thing, especially on playing on such a large stage, is learning how to handle the pressure that is put on you, and then on top of that, you got fans from your school and other schools and all this stuff as far as social outside of football. I think that's the hardest part that I've had to figure out how to deal with, because once I get on the field, it's football. You know what I'm saying? I've always been playing football.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the same game, but learning how to deal with all the outside stuff, I think, is the hardest part of being a quarterback for such a big school.
Yeah. Lots of noise.
Yeah, do you try to kind of keep off some social media before big games and stuff?
Yeah, right now I got nothing downloaded.
Yeah, good.
No Instagram, nothing. I just
probably pretty refreshing.
Yeah, it's honestly, I did it. When was the first year I did it? I probably did it 2 years ago, from January to all the way through spring football, just to really focus and lock in and try to not just only become better at football, but just better myself as a person. And ever since then, I've always done it during this time period, just to try to lock in and hone in on myself.
Well, yeah, my question, so obviously we're 3 golfers and stuff, so kind of more on the mental aspect side of football, because golf, some say mentally that's almost harder than the actual sport a little bit. So obviously you play in super high pressure, high volume places and stuff. So mentally, what kind of do you do to get your mind ready for a away game or something like that? Because obviously for us, there's not as many people as watching us as you. A little bit, but hopefully one day. But yeah, so kind of what's the mental side of it, kind of on your side for football? Because for us, obviously golf is we have to deal about water and stuff, and you got to deal about 100,000 people kind of thing. So what kind of goes through your mind a little bit out there?
Before the game, during the kickoff, I guess usually is when it's usually the loudest. Mm-hmm. It's that first kickoff, especially on the road.
Yeah.
So I just I'll sit on the sideline, I won't watch. I'll literally just close my eyes and try to blur everything out, if that even makes sense. I'll lock into my own mind to where all that noise is around me, and I try to just cancel it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know, the little weird, little random.
Kind of tunnel vision.
It's a little meditation session.
Yeah, almost. And I just try to lock in and hone in to feeling only like me and like I'm only in my mind. There's nothing else that can like bother me or affect me from the outside as far as that goes. But and then once I step on the field, I just like black out.
Yeah, it's kind of what Caleb said. Like he's played in the U.S. Open before, and like he played with Victor Hovland in a practice round, and he said kind of like he's playing the U.S. Open, but he kind of said like you think like obviously in the U.S. Open there's a lot of fans watching that. It's kind of just like a tunnel, right? Like kind of like you use the fans as like all right, that's the runway there, kind of.
You look down the hole, not across the hole.
You kind of just block them out a little bit.
Same with the football field, I guess. You look down the field.
Well, and how many people does Sanford Stadium fit?
Was it 96,000 or something?
I mean, that's a lot of eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I know sometimes they add seats. Like I know the Notre Dame game, they added like 5,000 seats or something.
Yeah,
but
it's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Another question add on to that is like when you're battling adversity, like on the field, like maybe you just throw an interception or something like that. Like, how do you like rebound from that and still, stay confident and, believe, that you can come back and win this game? I know you had some great games, but, you had to come back a couple times this year. And how did you, stay confident?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just football. It's just a game.
Yeah.
That is like very much glorified in the United States.
Yeah.
And people will put players on pedestals and put teams on pedestals but at the end of the day, like it's just a bunch of humans playing a sport that's like made up with the ball. So like if I've thrown hundreds of picks in my life, in practice and games, whatever, it's just on the biggest stage. But like you can't. If you think like that, then you're gonna let it affect you. So whatever. If something happens bad, I mean, just like y'all probably.
Exactly.
If you shank one, okay, now you can punch out, and then you might hit it close to the hole, and then you save your part. You know what I'm saying? It's the same stuff, and I think it goes for all different sports because everyone is going to have to deal with failure.
Yeah.
But obviously, like for us, it's like our big thing is like one shot at a time. For you guys, it's probably one play at a time, stuff like that. What was your next question? George, you had one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, my question was kind of be like, do you have like any like routine or like rituals kind of before games, like what
other
you
than the
do?
one you just told us about? Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. I try to keep everything the same as far as depends what time our game starts at. So like a 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or like a 7, whatever we normally play. Like each time is gonna look different, but like I've kind of figured out like the first, I guess the 4 hours before the game are always like the same. Okay. Or at least I try to keep it the same. So we'll have like pregame meal, and then I'll go back to my room for like 30 minutes and just like look at football, like the call sheet, all this stuff, like make sure I'm like super honed in on like what the game plan is. And then like I put that down and I don't even think about football until the game starts again.
Going off that a little bit, like do you prefer like a 3:30 game? Is you like, or does it not matter? Are you like
3:30 is probably the best. I mean, 12's fine. Like, wake up and get it done, and then you have the rest of the day. Like, usually family comes to the game, that type of stuff, to see them. You don't get to see them all the time. But probably 3:30 is the best because it still gives that time after, and then you also don't have to wake up at 7 a.m.
I was wondering about
that's
that.
got to be early.
But,
That's brute.
As far as expectations and kind of, going around the city of Athens, obviously everyone knows who you are. Does it get a little annoying, like, going into a public place or, like, going just hang out with friends, people coming up to you and stuff like that? And how do you, would you rather, fly under the radar, or are you kind of like being seen and acknowledged?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I personally like that, and I wouldn't say that it's annoying either, especially when people are respectful about it. Like, I don't know, if I'm out at dinner or something and someone comes up and is like, hey, can we get a picture? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't care. I will take the time to say this, so maybe people will hear this, but like the thing that makes me the most upset is like if like someone's just like walking past, like trying to like sneak pictures and stuff.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, yes, I see you. Like you are not hiding well. Like, I don't care how like if someone just walks past you and like starts going like this, like tapping their phone, it's like,
disrespectful.
Just stop.
Ask me for a picture.
Just come ask. I literally will never. I've never said no to anybody. Like, I have no reason to. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I try to stay humble. I try to stay low off the radar. But like, I don't know, people walking past. Like, I just think to myself, like, what if the roles were reversed and that person was sitting at the table and I walked past and started taking pictures of them? I have no clue who they are. They're like, what would they say to me? They probably say I'm a creep or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, they'd be like, why are you taking pictures of me?
Is that a frequent thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Really?
bet.
every day.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it, but I mean, it's not a problem.
There are
Yeah.
days where it's like it's a good hair day type day where it's like you're okay. It's just like shit. I wish I wasn't getting my picture taken.
I mean, like it really doesn't matter. I mean, any day is a fine day to take a picture.
I would say just during those 3 years of where, you were getting a lot of playing time, was there a point where you wanted to give up, or there was like a tough time where you never thought you would start, or like was there a tough time for you in this stage of getting to where you are now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, those 3 years were probably the hardest years of my life, honestly, and especially towards the end, like in my third year, where I knew, like deep down, I was like, okay, like I could be playing right now. You know, like I felt like I was ready and like ready to go and confident. But I mean, it's hard. But like, I mean, we all face hard times, and on the opposite end of hard times is hopefully the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the easy way to say it. But I mean, you build certain things through those hard times, and then it ends up turning into a positive. So
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Every athlete, I feel like, goes through that.
100%.
Yeah.
You've played a little bit of golf, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would you say the best part of your game is?
My putting, for sure.
Putting.
100%. Strong suit. That's where I save so many strokes.
Do you ever play around here?
I haven't played this course in forever, but I usually play either Athens Country Club or Jennings Mill.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, just where a lot of my friends play at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Putting, that's not very typical for, an amateur. I feel like putting is kind of hard for.
Yeah, it's typically not
I
anybody's
don't know.
strong
I just
suit.
have a really good feel for it. I don't even like.
It's good.
It's very weird. Like
Yeah.
especially like, I mean, most of the times I play, like we'll play like play like a scramble with like two people, because I don't know, we're all not like the best. It's like everyone always has a ball to play. I mean, but like I always have to putt first, because like people talk about like the line, like did you get the line on? No, I just want to look at it and I'm like, okay, I feel this, I'm gonna putt it at this speed, and hopefully it goes in.
Yeah.
And how often do you get out to play in the off season?
During this time of the year, I don't know, probably like 2-3 times a week.
Okay, because are you guys doing stuff right now or no?
Just workouts.
Just workouts?
Yeah, we have workouts Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then run Tuesday, Thursday, and then I'll throw like 3 times a week.
Okay.
Just whenever.
Yeah. So you guys want to do a little bit of rapid fire?
Yeah,
We can just wrap our
Do
question.
you have like a best round that you had? Like
77.
Oh.
77.
All right, so you get a round.
Where at?
Course in Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where do you play it around there?
In Jacksonville.
Yeah, there's some good golf around there.
Glen Kernan was a really nice course. That's probably my favorite in Jacksonville. I still haven't played Sawgrass yet, which I think I'm going to play in May.
Yeah.
I think that course is going to absolutely kick my ass.
Yeah, I've heard it's hard.
It is
I just want to play it.
not
I just want to hit on the 17th hole and hit the green and make my par, and that would make my whole entire round.
Yeah.
It gets breezy around there. It's brutal.
Yeah,
It's like, and it's firm too.
There's so much water down there too. It's not my friend.
Yeah.
It's like the ball has a magnet to the water most of the time.
I don't know. Have y'all ever played there?
I have not. No.
Have you, George? I don't know. Y'all play it at some point, but I think the 18th tee shot's way harder than the 17th hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that green's
With the water all down the left.
Yeah, that green's ginormous on
Yeah.
17th.
I was at the Players last year, and like Scotty blew it way right. And I was like, I don't blame
A lot of
him.
guys
Were you there the last day?
Yeah. I was
Just
like,
watching
I don't blame him at all.
highlights
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He hit 3 stripes the days before, but like, I mean that water down the left side is just, I mean, and that fairway's not wide at all.
No.
But 17, I don't think TV really does it justice how big that green is.
It is pretty big.
Okay,
I'd
so-
still miss probably. I'd be so
Me too,
nervous.
maybe.
I'd be so nervous.
So we'll do a little bit rapid fire. Just my first question for that is what do you think the best throw you made this past season was? If you can think to one where you were like, damn, that was
Probably, I have 2. Either the touchdown to Ladd in the Ole Miss game on like a post route, drove it in there, and then the other one was the Florida State game, like a field go ball to Dylan Bell. Just because, I mean, that's not an easy ball to complete. And he made a great catch on that. And then the other one, I'll say a third, it didn't count as a completion, but it was a Georgia Tech game, and they ran like a 2-trap sort of coverage, and It was Dylan on a go ball again, but I guess he moved his hands as he was catching it, and he barely got a foot down.
I remember watching that.
But that was probably my best throw, but it didn't count. So
yeah. What would you say the hardest ball to throw is? Like just of any, would you say back shoulder? Anything, is there a specific
I'm pretty
one?
good at back shoulders. I think the hardest ones are the deep post routes, trying to get a gauge of is the corner on top, is he underneath, do I need to throw it out, do I need to throw him across the field, and every guy runs it differently. The angle is never the same.
Because from those views a lot, you can't even see the receiver when you throw
exactly.
it, can you?
No, you're kind
it's
of
just completely blind.
Kind of a guessing game.
Yeah, that's nuts.
My question, I guess, will be kind of what's the hardest you've been hit, whether it be in a game or practice, where if you were a freshman or sophomore being I'm in the SEC now kind of thing. Did you have that moment or?
Yeah, Kentucky game, we were, I guess from our home sideline, we're going left. We were on the 10-yard line. We had a play action pass. They sent a linebacker wrap around the outside, and they ended up getting their rusher on Kendall. And Kendall had to push him to the side, and I tried to step up and make a throw, and I tried to throw an in cut across the middle, and the linebacker just absolutely smoked me in my ribs, put me down, and I wanted to stay on the ground, but I was like, all right. You just gotta get up. I was like, get up. I started, and then we had one more play after that, and then I think we had to punt, but I was walking off the sideline. I was like, yeah, that one's going to hurt for a little bit.
Yeah. Is that the type of stuff you just feel the next day and you're like,
oh, yeah.
You know exactly where
the next day is the worst. After, what game did I get hit the most? Probably either the Missouri game or the Auburn game. After those games, I was just, the next day I didn't even want to move. And we have to go work out and stuff. Oof. And I was just at the workout. I think I'd rather die than this.
You a big ice bath guy?
Sometimes.
Gotta be.
Sometimes. We have the big cold tub or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel an ice bath is different. To actually jump in water with ice in it is probably worse than just a cold tub.
I imagine.
Yeah. What about the most nervous you've been for a game?
The very first game of the season.
Okay.
Easily.
And then after that, it kind of
I was
learned to deal with
it.
it.
The very first drive, I was like, why was I ever nervous?
Yeah. That's kind of.
Going into that, I just think obviously it was my first start ever.
Yeah.
I had super high expectations for myself and wanted to fulfill that, but definitely the most nervous game going into it.
Yeah. I was at the Auburn game this year, and I was like, that was your first away start, right? Yeah, and I was like, Jordan Hare gets loud for sure, and I was like, this would be tough, baby. Your first away start.
That was super fun though.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
It's a good game. Yeah.
That last drive was sick.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Just a whole bunch of drunk frat dudes yelling at you the whole entire time. That is probably the worst type of fan. I
know they were having a good time.
Yeah, they're having an amazing time. Do you have a favorite NFL team?
No, not really. I grew up in Jacksonville, so I've always been a little bit of a Jags fan, but I've always been more a fan of quarterbacks. So it's when I was growing up, that's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, those type of guys. So really, those were the teams that I watched.
Yeah. I guess going on top of that a little bit, what guy in the NFL now that you're I kind of want to be a little bit like him. I know obviously you're your own player, but who's someone obviously I think I'm a Georgia fan, so I think Matthew Stafford has been so good for so long.
Oh yeah, that's such a true statement.
But I was wondering if you have a guy.
Yeah, for me, it's always been Aaron Rodgers for me.
Okay.
So he just does freaky things. Obviously, there's some things that he does that there's just no way I would ever try to, copy or imitate. But like you said, each quarterback's their own quarterback, but at the same time, you can take pieces of other people's games and add it to yours.
Yeah.
That's an interesting side of it too. Watching football for you on television has to be kind of like watching TV, golf on TV for us.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some things to the normal eye that guys do that people are like, oh, well, that's just another, just like me watching football. I have no clue what's really that nuts because I've never played football before.
Yeah.
So watching,
I mean,
I have to find an example, like watching Scotty literally.
Yeah, I was
strike
gonna say
every
that,
single
like-
iron shot, and it only moved like 3 feet.
Yeah.
Over a 4-hour.
Yeah, last year when he was winning a lot of stuff, like I'd be lying if I didn't try to slip a little bit.
Yeah.
Does this really work? Like, what's going on here? But it doesn't work. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Realistically.
Yeah.
You guys got any other questions?
You ever played golf with Kirby? Mm-mm. He's
Never.
probably scared.
Yeah, probably.
What would you say if you? What would you say your handicap is?
I don't know. What,
If you had to guess, 77 is
And that was when I used to play all the time. Though, like
Okay.
if I went out and played right now, I'd probably shoot like low 80s.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's still
It wasn't
solid.
terrible, but
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not bad.
it's literally just my driver. Like I'm so serious. Like hit my irons pure, putting really good, chipping is average, but I cannot seem to hit a driver and play.
Yeah, I played golf with Gunnar Stockton over this summer.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good swing. He makes a
Yeah,
move at it.
he's pretty
He's a
good.
good player. Yeah, but might have to get you out here to do some.
I was gonna say,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I wanna
Next time we gotta
see
get some
the swing.
swings.
Give you a few
Yeah.
tips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me how to putt.
I think I could use a lesson for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Like if someone like watched that actually knew how to like swing a golf club and like told me like, hey,
Garth,
this is
we
this
can
is
do
what
it.
you're doing.
Yeah, we got
Help
you.
you out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Well, I think that's just about all we got for you today.
Yeah.
But appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
For sure.
Without a doubt.
Good. Sweet.
And yeah, good luck next year.
Yeah. Good luck
Yeah.
with.
Good luck to y'all too.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for tuning in. Really hope y'all enjoy the episode. This was a good one, I thought. A lot of good stuff being said. And please go follow us on our socials at the DawgLeg Show, and that's DAWG. And we're pretty much on everything. And leave a comment, subscribe. On our Q&A, send some more questions in, and we'll answer them. But yeah.